Welcome back to Burning River Bushcraft. Today we're going to be taking a look at the new Get Out Gear Camouflage Puffy Down Blanket. This is actually a new version of one of my favorite pieces of gear. I got the standard Get Out Gear Puffy Down Blanket about a year ago. And this thing has been everywhere with me. This has been in the Florida Keys. I've had this in Minnesota. This has been in Montana. So this is something that I really have gotten used to carrying all the time. And the new camouflage model has quite a few upgrades. The first thing you're going to notice with this blanket is the weight, because this is down. This is only 17 ounces. They make a synthetic version as well, and that's about 4 ounces heavier. This stuff sack weighs hardly anything. It fits in your bag, and you can really conform this into about any corner you choose to stick it in. But this is about 5 by 12. So 12 inches long and 5 inches across and about 17 ounces. But when this blanket opens up, this is 77 by 50. Now the comfort rating is pretty darn impressive with this thing. Because it's so lightweight, it's kind of deceptive. This is rated down to 45 degrees. Now the coolest thing about this is if you're on a trip where you could get a little colder than that, or you have a different sleep system when it gets colder, I like to carry this and add it to my sleep system. So it adds about 10 to 15 degrees to the system that you're already using. So if you have a 35-degree bag and it might be getting a little bit below freezing that day, you can add this to your kit and then extend that bag down to closer to a 0-degree rating. And if it's a warmer night and you are not using that because this is down and because this is comfortable, a lot of times I'll just use this as a camp pillow. So I am loving this old school woodland pattern. The outside of this is a ripstop polyester, and the inside is a ripstop nylon. Now this material is not waterproof, but it's water resistant. You can pour water on here and it's going to run right off. So these are thumb loops. So your thumbs go here, and if it's a situation where it's just cold in the morning and you're just kind of trying to get some coffee in you and get warmed up, you can real easy just throw the blanket around your shoulder, walk around, and just kind of warm up and acclimate yourself to the weather. I would probably use these thumb loops if I had just dumped my canoe also and was just trying to warm up. Now, if it's going to be cold all evening and I'm going to be out in the weather, I can actually use these snaps to wear this like a poncho. So in this case, I could leave my puffer coat out of my bag. I could not even carry it. I could save weight and just wear this around camp. So all 3 snaps down. Now I can cook, I can eat, I can walk around, I can wear this. This is something I could travel with, but realistically, when you're moving, you're shedding layers anyway. So this really is enough warmth to get you by in most moderately cold weather situations. So in the bag, I got a sticker, but these are kind of unique here. I also got some carabiners. And this blanket actually has 6 attachment points inside that's going to work with these carabiners. So I've got tie-out points here on all 4 corners as well as the midpoint. So I can fold this into a sleeping bag. I can attach it to an air mattress so I'm less likely to slide out from under it. I can use this if I'm hammock camping and make an underquilt. I can suspend this underneath my hammock to cut down on convection. I can fly this as well, because remember, this isn't waterproof, but it's water resistant. So in a light rain, this is going to shed water and keep me dry. If it's kind of warm out, even though this is rated to 45 degrees, I can use this to create shade. So I can just fly this with this carabiners up in lieu of a tarp and give myself a little bit of shade to work in. If I'm carrying a piece of gear, you can bet that it's going to get dirty and pretty abused. Now, the last model I had, remember, I've been island camping and beach camping with it. It's been in the sand and the dirt. I've had it 4-wheeling. It's been muddy from overlanding, and it just brushes right off. So let's try the new one out here. I'll just put some dirt on it. And this works same with pet hair. You can just brush hair right off this, give it a shake, and it cleans up pretty well. Now, you're really going to like when I show you how waterproof this actually is. So remember, this is not waterproof, this is water resistant. But come on, look at that. Water just runs right off that. So you can barely see any water beading on it. I've had this touch a tent before, and the rain fly was just kind of had dew on it, and it transferred to the blanket. I took it out, shook it out, and there's no problem. This is definitely a piece of gear you can count on in the field. Now, what I absolutely love about it is you see how big and puffy this thing is, but when it's time to break camp, you don't have to lay this out and fold it in any particular order. You literally just jam it in the bag, and it's good to go. That really irritates me when I have a good piece of gear, but I have to spend 15 minutes in the morning folding it just exactly right to get it to go in its bag. That's not the case with these. The bags are actually a little bit roomy, so you don't hold that 5x12 tube. I can kind of conform this into whatever spot I have available in my bag. So if this is the kind of thing you'd like to see, go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment in the comment box, and ring the bell to be notified of my latest videos. You can also find me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Burning River Bushcraft. I also teach outdoor classes at OutdoorCore.com. This is a perfect blanket to keep in your vehicle for an emergency. This is a perfect blanket to keep in your vehicle just for picnics, for that matter. You know this thing can be dirty and wet and have pet hair on it, and you can just shake it off, put it back in the bag. It's going to be clean and ready for next time you need it. Now, if you were in an actual emergency, this is not just an ordinary bum around blanket. You've got a down blanket rated to 45 degrees that you can wear it as a poncho. I can fly this. I can turn this into several different configurations of a bed using the 6 tie-out points. This thing's pretty cool. Till next time, this has been Jamie Boggs with Burning River Bushcraft. See you soon.